What's going on, everyone? I haven't made an IPA in a while, and there's a competition coming up, so let's give it a shot!
Party time brews. This song ain't no good, but we got nothing to lose.
So we got the recipe together. You can check it out in the description below, but let's go at it. I'm doing a 10-liter batch and 2.5 kilograms of Pilsner. We got about 700 grams of Wheat Malt and about 500 grams of rolled oats or quick oats or whatever you want to call them. For the hop bill, little tiny addition at the start. I'm just going to throw it in first Wort, maybe get some more character out of it, but just 4 grams of Galaxy. And then for the 5-minute mark, I'm going to give it 21 grams of Citra and 24 grams of Cascade. Actually, a little less than 24. I got the cryo hops here, so I did the math, but I'm going with that. And finally, for the Whirlpool, we will go with 24 grams of Cascade and 24 grams of Citra. Down the road from this, once fermentation stops, I'm going to hit it with 35 grams of Cascade, 35 grams of Citra as well. So let's get to brewing.
And as per usual, we're going to mill our grains, making sure we give them a little taste before they get thrown into the mash tun, or the grain father for that matter. Then we are going to stir it up. Dump in some rice hulls that I forgot to put in. Rice hulls help. This one actually looked pretty thick, but it turned out pretty good after the 60-minute mash. Then I tugged it out, waited for it to boil, then threw in my hops. And remember, it was a 10-liter batch, but I threw in 4 grams of Galaxy for the first Wort hop, 21 grams of Citra and 24 grams of Cascade at the 5-minute mark, and then did the hop stand or Whirlpool with 24 grams Cascade and 24 grams of Citra.
Okay, so let's give this IPA a test. I pretty much need to brew it right away again if I like it for the competition, because the competition is in about a month and I'd like to give it some time to clear up. So let's give it a shot. Here it is. When I first tried it a few days ago, it was not near as clear. It's still not really that clear. It's kind of opaque, but you can still see through it. Maybe just chill haze, maybe not. I don't know, didn't use any fining agents or anything like that in this, but without further ado, aroma's all right. Again, there's the clarity. Decent color for an IPA. Let's give it a shot. Glad I brushed my teeth. This is a really good IPA. After about a week and a half, you can already taste it not being quite as good as it was fresh out of the bottle or fresh out of the keg, which makes me think if this is the one that I choose, I need to brew it pretty much right before I send it in, because the fresher the better with the IPA. You just want to maybe try to drop a little bit of the clarity out of it, or drop clarity into it. Either way, you know what I'm talking about. You want it clearer. So let's go for some more. It's a really easy drinker. A little bit on the creamy side. I did use some rolled oats in there. I think maybe if I did it again, I'd maybe pull back on that again. And also, I like a little bit clearer beers there, but it's not too bad. Definitely getting the citrusy taste. And again, it's just a Cascade and citrus for the most part, with a little bit of Galaxy at the start during the first Wort hop, which probably added almost nothing. But apparently the first Wort hop won't necessarily just get you a little bit of bitterness. It'll sometimes get you a little bit more depth in the hops, and that's what I kind of taste here. The Galaxy might be coming through a tiny bit on the side. It has a kind of characteristic bitterness of that hop, if that makes sense. And as I'm kind of going through it here, you can see the head's not really sticking around too much. It's slowly on its way out. So maybe if I had some sort of chip malt or something, I might be able to keep a little bit of head retention in there. Maybe get some dextrin malt, which I just haven't picked up yet. But overall, I definitely would brew this again. So let's go through exactly what it was. It was a delicious IPA. Turned out well. Very happy with it. Pretty simple recipe. So I definitely will brew this again. Clarity's not quite there. Maybe I'll grab some Clarity Firm if I do it for the main batch for the competition or challenge, the Big Spruce Homebrew Challenge, 10th anniversary. The smell was decent. Had a nice citrusy and kind of passion fruity, I guess, in there. And for the taste, it started off a little bit fruity, nice IPA taste. Had a little bit of bitter crunch at the end, maybe turned down the bitterness a tiny bit on my next batch. Mouth feels pretty much right where I want it to be. It's not too dry, not too wet or full. And for overall impression, yeah, that's a good beer. I'll take it. I'll do it again. This is probably going to be the batch that I'm going to do for the competition, but I also haven't tried the double IPA yet, so look for that in a future video. Maybe link it here if that's the case. But either way, if you enjoyed the video and you haven't already subscribed, give it a subscribe. Like it if you thought it was decent. I didn't go too in depth, but whatever. If you like it, like it. And don't forget to check out the links for some Party Time Brewing merchandise and other associate links that can help me out. Subscribe to Audible. That'll help me out. That's a good link down there. But either way, thanks a lot, and I look forward to trying the next version of the IPA. Oh, by the way, video, subscribe. Cheers.